welcome back to a special edition of ValZarGaming. I am doing something special for you guys today. I am doing another Champion Spotlight, but it's not like any Champion Spotlight I've done up to this point. It's a duo Champion Spotlight. That's right, not one champion, but two champions at the same time. I will be spotlighting Miss Fortune and Ezreal, both together in the bot lane. ADC, AP, support Ezreal, still hybrid, and Miss Fortune doing her thing that is Godly Demi, my co-host for today. She's not on Skype. Several different reasons for that, but it's okay because I need to be able to talk and actually spotlight these champions. Now, this is a very different kind of combination. There is no other accepted form of this. This isn't even an accepted form because typically it's ADC bot lane with a support or tank or something. This time we're having two ADC go bot. I will be going as AP support Ezreal, and I will have teleport. So I'm not going to be full support. I'm going to be AP, but I'll be playing as a support, giving my attack speed buff to Miss Fortune and being hyper aggressive. This is going to be this is one of the hardest combinations to pull off. But we are good enough that we do it, and every time we do, we win. And we should win this game unless something goes terribly, terribly wrong. Mew. It's okay, because we're still going back. Because this is going to be too interesting. I can't give this opportunity up. And I know you guys are going to absolutely love this. I'm going to change that point really quick. He didn't call, did he? No, he didn't. Oh, wait, yes, he did. Oh, whatever. It was before everyone got in. All the copy-paste. So, the reason that this works so well is because it's hyper-aggressive. They both usually rely on farm, but together, supporting each other, they balance out perfectly. Ezreal still has the support capabilities of a normal support. He has, I get teleport on him, although sometimes I'll go exhaust, because exhaust is really, really nice. You know what? I'm actually going to grab that exhaust. And I'm not going to get teleport this time, because I'm actually going to be supporting fully Miss Fortune. Ding! One of them was going to dodge. So, the reason that this works so well is, like, what I'm going to do is I start off with my Philo, Miracle, Philo, Cage's Lucky Pick, Tear of the Goddess, my basic standard support or AP sustain build.
Time for a true display of skill.
Now, this is very, very fragile, and one of those different things about this is that it's not farm reliant, which is very usually Ezreal and Miss Fortune are very farm reliant, but when they are working together in the same environment and they be hyper aggressive, as long as they aren't too tanky, and the bot lane is usually not tanky at all, we will just run right over them. One of us will die. I'm probably going to be the one to die, because what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll load everything, cast everything, give her the attack speed, and she'll mop up and get a double kill. That's what happens a lot of the time. Other times, neither of us will die and will kill. There's almost never a time where we both die at the same time, and we're both mobile enough that we can avoid ganks. Flash, and with my flash and my E, everything else, it's amazing, and I can't wait to show you. There's several ways you can build Ezreal. There's 80 AP hybrid. There's crit chance. So one of the things you can do with him, I'm not going to get a static shiv unless it's late game, is that it will give movement speed and crit chance, which is very, very useful on him. And when it hits 100 stacks, every time you attack you gain 10 stacks, and when you move you gain a couple stacks. And every time it hits 100, you'll critical... I don't think it's a critical strike. No, it's not. It doesn't necessarily, but it can critical strike. And it shoots off a chain lightning that hits up to four enemies, and not limited to minions and champions. Hold on, I'm reading something. So, now in case you don't know Godly Demi is probably one of my favorite co-hosts. No, she is my favorite co-host next to Luke, who is Bramlett. And he is amazing and all, but she's just my favorite. I've known her I've known her longer than Luke. Yeah, I've known her longer than Luke. Holy cow. That's really weird, because I went to high school with Luke. But I've actually known her longer. And, she is an official supporter of ValZarGaming. She is an advertiser on our Facebook, facebook.com/ValZarGaming. And every once in a while she'll join us in a video, but she's busy now. She's back in school, which is good. She's got a job, so she can't... I did not mean to do that. Whoops, hold on. Okay, I'm going to have to fix that when we get into the game. I meant to do something else, and I accidentally sized my camera. She generally plays ADC, but she'll play anything else. I asked her this time to please be my Miss Fortune for the spotlight, because she's just so good with Miss Fortune, and of course, she's silver ranked on 5v5, and I am not, but I should be. I was platinum in beta, but whatever, you know, details. And she does a really good Miss Fortune. So this is me introducing Godly Demi, co-host of ValZarGaming, at least for this episode. But you know, we'd like to have her on full time, but can't always have what you want. You know, that's how it works. So here we go. Now, as for damage output, you're saying which of them is going to be doing the damage output? Because they can't both go ADC, right? Well, you are correct. We cannot both go high damage ADC, hopefully getting the farm. I'm going to be getting gold items, so I will get a Philosopher's Stone and a Cage's Lucky Pick. I'm going to get a Miracle, and then get another Philosopher's Stone to replace the one that I just turned into a Miracle. So I won't have to get a lot of farm. Every once in a while, I will push the minions, and I will take some farm, because, you know, it's bound to happen. I'm Ezreal. I need to be able to poke, and, of course, when we go into engagings, we've got to clear the lane first and then move up and go full in. I've got Exhaust, so any ADC that they have will be pretty much shut down. It looks like it's going to be a Blitzcrank and a Draven bot lane. This is perfect, because Draven, hardcore, cannot go up a Miss Fortune with a good support. And it's not going to be just him going against Miss Fortune. It's going to be him, it's going to be her, and Ezreal, which is amazing in so many different ways, because normally a good Draven can take out a Miss Fortune late game, but not early game. And that means that we're going to have a really good laning time. I'm going to get her fed. When he tries to do anything, I have Exhaust, so automatically he can't do anything against Miss Fortune. He doesn't have the damage, or the attack speed, or the lifesteal. The only thing we have to watch out for is Blitzcrank casting Exhaust on Miss Fortune. If I get exhausted, it's perfectly fine, and I can always E to get out and flash away, or if I die, it's fine. She can pick up the kills, get out. I am not the deciding factor. This game completely relies on Miss Fortune being good. So, although, of course, I have to do my own part, but I'm not the deciding factor, ultimately, and I wish I would not lag. I need to change something in the background. Oh, the Summoner's Rift. Why, thank you, I'm glad to be here, as always. Yeah, here's what's doing it. Okay. You know what happened? I had, oops, wait a minute, I changed the wrong client. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, there we go. Alright. Had to change my, processes in the background. Forgot to do it while we were loading the game.
I'm centuries ahead of them.
Oh yeah, my camera, like, what the heck, camera? Why are you over there?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, it's supposed to be like, I think it's like that. Yeah, close enough.
No turning back now.
And yes, I do have Pulsefire Ezreal, because this is how much I love Ezreal. I got it from a gift from one of our other co-hosts, no longer co-host because he's been inactive, so I can't consider him a co-host anymore. Vamp Kool-Aid, or Loudon. He is also another awesome guy, although we've been having a hard time keeping in contact with him, with everything. Mostly with school. So it's getting near the prime time of everyone starting to wake up. It's 9:30 a.m. and it's May 7th. And yes, I'm doing a lot of spotlights recently. I'm trying to do much. Oh, I'm going to head and throw this out there. Because we are doing something really, really special. So if they ever wanted to go back and say, how did they guys beat us with this strange combination? Or why did they do this? Or why did they suck so bad? Who is this idiot doing Ezreal Miss Fortune? Well, this is it. ValZarGaming. Us and only us. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not supposed to be hitting the minions. So, I'm probably gonna buy one ward. I usually won't buy more than one ward when I support as Ezreal, or anyone really, because I find the build to be more important and playing safe. That we shouldn't be in a position where we're being ganked. Oh, she got him with her Q. Ha! For the record, if he had grabbed him, I probably would have flashed in, or not flashed, depending on how close I could get to Draven before he started attacking Miss Fortune, and exhausted him, and we probably would have been able to pretty easily kill Draven. So, actually, Blitzcrank grabbing Miss Fortune would be a very, very bad thing. Him grabbing me, I might die, might not, might be able to get out. Very much depends, but we would definitely be getting kills. Either way. Best case scenario, we kill them both. Worst case scenario, I die, she gets away. Oh, I hit him. I was aiming for Draven, but that works. So he grabbed me. I'm gonna pop a potion, and it's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. So, I died. Miss Fortune's gonna get a kill on Blitzcrank. And is she gonna get Draven? She's not gonna be able to get Draven because he backs off too much. So, that's typically what's gonna be happening this game. I'm gonna go down, but we're gonna get a kill. Miss Fortune's gonna get fed. I may or may not stay neutral. I do not intend to get fed, but it is totally a possibility that I might be getting some of these kills. Okay, I'm gonna get a, my next item's going to be a Cage's Lucky Pick. I got a Philo Stone really, really early. It's 3 minutes, 50 seconds in. I don't have any CS, but thanks to that assist on Blitzcrank, it gave me enough gold. So we're just gonna keep right on doing our thing. Miss Fortune is 1-0, I'm 0-1, but I have an assist, and I'm not gonna be reliant on kills these games, and late game I'll be doing plenty enough in the team fights to not have to worry about anything. So I think I'm gonna go in and try and do some pokes on Draven. Miss Fortune actually beat me to that. So, like I said, hyper-aggression with this build, very important. Gotta keep the lanes pushed up. Not necessarily, it can be back to the turret. If it's back to the turret, then that's where we can get kills easily. But right now, we're hoping for some farm. We're hoping to put some pressure on them. We're actually about to let them push out a little bit. And now their farm has the advantage, so now we're going to wait. She's only going to, I think she's just going to stick with last hitting. Well, she's going to poke him a little bit. Now, normally, another alternative I would get on this kind of team composition is I would not get Exhaust, I'd get Clarity, or I'd get Teleport. Teleport if I wanted to be less of the support role and more of the attacking support row, doing more damage than anything else and staying in to hold the lane. Which I would do if they had really, really tanky and we were having a very difficult time. And I would only do that in a draft pick. And this team composition does work in a ranks. Surprisingly, I do not recommend doing it on anything higher than a silver elo rating, though, unless you're really, really good. And you know, this is a good team comp. It works, but once again, you know, this is still high risk gameplay, high reward, very good in team fights, very easy to win with in the end. If I was playing Miss Fortune, I would hope that I would have a good Ezreal behind me. Once again, they'd have to use. They'd have to be kind of building like me. They wouldn't just be able to build normal Ezreal. So it's kind of lowering the potential of Ezreal, but Miss Fortune is going to... she has a very strong late game. She has the highest win percentage out of any champion. So if I get her fed, chances are we're going to pretty easily win this game. So I jumped in there after Blitz grab. I exhausted Draven, so Draven goes down. Miss Fortune gets out with about 300 health left, so she only lost 70% of her health. And that's what's gonna... This is what I expect to see for the continuing duration of this game. Is for Miss Fortune to be getting kills. And I'm gonna continue to assist. I am 0-1-2. Miss Fortune is 2-0, so she's already getting... she's got a very good head start on this. So, I'm gonna get ready to get my next... oh, it's already selected. I'm silly. My next Philosopher's Stone... What? Oh. I misclicked. I'm like, what happened? So, and I'll get the Lisa's Miracle pretty early, so I'll have the sustain to be able to stay in the lane and continue to support Miss Fortune without worrying about running out of mana. She will have some mana problems. I don't really understand her build, but, you know, you'd have to ask her. So maybe we can do a switch around. I don't know how I would be able to do a Miss Fortune champion slot late, because I'm honestly not that good with Miss Fortune. I don't like her... I don't like a couple of the ways her ability. I just can't quite grasp the ADC gameplay, as I have not played an old-style ADC in such a long time. I'm going to let her get the farm on these minions, as I don't need it. I'm going to be getting a lot of gold items, and I already have one. Got a hit off of Blitzcrank. So, we are very attack speed based. Oh no! I got stun grabbed. And Miss Fortune's going to ultimate, get a kill on Amumu. She might get the kill on Draven as well. She needs a hit. She got a double kill off of that. So all in all, we got 2 kills, and I died. Miss Fortune is now 4-0, and Blitzcrank is really, really low. So as long as she's careful, we are in a very, very good spot right now. This is one of the best case personal examples. This is the best example I can probably show right now of Ezreal and Miss Fortune bot lane. Alright, Kha'Zix is going in. Miss Fortune might not even need Kha'Zix, because she's got enough mana. That's it. So that's it. She just got 3 kills in the bot lane before I got back. And she is now 5-0. She's fed. She's going to really start getting a lot of damage. And of course, you know, a fed Miss Fortune is a happy Miss Fortune. She's going to roll over the enemies. Oh, this is just great. This is perfect. Well, that was weird. Oh, okay. I was just trying to figure something out. So right now, Miss Fortune, because you can't see on the screen like webcam's coming up, she has a Doran's Blade, Berserker Greaves, Vampiric Scepter. It's pretty standard in the early game items, can't say much about it, other than it's working very well for us. Now Draven is level 6, I don't really have much yet, because I've died twice, I don't have a lot of CS. I'd like to hit level 6, because once I get my ultimate, I'll be doing a lot more. And I think Miss Fortune's going to take this opportunity to back. I'm going to block that grab. I should be able to get out of here. I'm not, because of his ultimate. She needs to run. Run, 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 run. I do not have my ultimate, so I can't ult the lane yet. So I am going to do kind of an AP hybrid sustain. Like, I'm going to get like Archangel Staff or a Mana Moon. I'm probably going to get a Mana Moon. And, you know, I don't actually remember my build that I do with him. I remember I get Mana Moon. I remember I get Sheen. Beyond that, that's about it. You can get either Sheen or Lich Bane, depending on whether you're going AD, AP. I'm going hybrid, so I'm probably going to get Trinity Force, as it still does give AP. Looks like they're having a little bit of a hard time over there. Diana, 2-0. So she's doing pretty good at the top lane against Darius. And our Darius is 0-2, so yeah, not exactly good. I'm going to jump in there and try and give Kha'Zix a hand. I'm going to cast Exhaust on Blitzcrank so it can slow him down, get a kill. Godly Demi, 6-0. She has a BF sword already at 10.5 minutes in. She got it a little bit earlier. So it looks like now we're going to take their tower. We can start roaming. I'm going to go in, try and kill Draven. Miss Fortune gets the kill, which is perfectly fine with me because that's exactly what we want. Miss Fortune, 7-0. So she's already godlike at 11 minutes into the game. I'm going to get ready to get a Cage's Lucky Pick, and I'm, of course, going to get Berserker Greaves on Ezreal. Considering I'm pretty AP-oriented early game, I do AD late game. That's how I do Ezreal. So I don't do strictly hybrid. Like, I might get a Hextech Gunblade, but I'll balance it off a little bit. AP is good for early game, but it scales off late game, so I'll start off with the AP early game. You know, after I get Cage's Lucky Pick, I'm going to get a Tear of the Goddess. After that, I'm going to focus more on the AD. So, don't have a lot of AP. I've got 21, but it's giving my abilities a little bit more of a poke to it. Not very much. And of course, it'll scale off later as I get more items, and I'm going to rely on mana for my Mana Moon. So it looks like it's going to be a full-on team fight here. It's 3-on-3. They have 1 Mia. Ours is Mia for them. And now it's 4 versus 3. Kha'Zix is going around, and I think he's going to try and go in from behind. I'm going to throw out my ult. I'm going to flash out because I don't want to be too close to Kennen under the turret. I'm stunned, and it looks like I'm going to go down. So, 3 of us died. We got 2 of them. Not the best trade. It looks like Lissandra's going to go back in and is going to try and pick up the cannon. And she should be able to do that pretty easily, knowing Lissandra with her claw. Oh no! Except that she gets cut off in the jungle by a moment and she goes down. So, alright, I just got my Cage's lucky pick. So, my next item is going to be Tear the Goddess. And then after that, I'm going to fill up my build. And I know I've got my potions. I was expecting to use them earlier. I only used my 1 health potion so far. So, I might end up selling them later on, or I'll pop them when I don't necessarily need them, just to have a little bit. Ha! Miss Fortune died for the first time in that fight. I'm 0-4 and 7, and she is 7 and 1. She's getting a significant amount of damage. It looks like she's going right for an Infinity Edge. She could be going for Bloodthirster. I think she's going to get the Infinity Edge first. Or she could be going for a Pickaxe, because they have a lot of armor. They have Blitzcrank, Amumu, Diana. Diana isn't really armor, but she is going for what looks like a Zanya's Hourglass. Because she does have that, what is that item called? I keep forgetting. The Seeker's Arm Guard. Which will give you armor the more minions you kill. Let me check my phone. Woo! Very simple question. Not going to repeat it. I am talking to quite a few people in the background, and I keep forgetting to check back there, because I am trying to do a very good job in the spotlight, as this is our first special. Also, don't forget, this is being live broadcasted on Twitch.tv. There are no edits, so when you see this video uploaded to YouTube, this is going to be exactly as it is. Nothing is edited. So, be sure to subscribe to us. Follow us on Twitch.tv/ValZarGaming. Subscribe to our channel, YouTube.com/ValZarGaming. And of course, like us on Facebook, because we do post updates to when I do these kind of things. However, today was completely unplanned, so if you're watching this right now, consider yourself very special, because this was not announced in any way, shape, or form. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot my ult down mid to damage his minions and try to get out of here before Muma gets me. I cast Exhaust on him, so he's doing a little bit less damage to me, so I have a chance to get under the turret. Got a little caught by the minions there, and I'm actually gonna pop my potions and go back in. And then I'm gonna see if I can knock him low. If I can knock him low, at least get him to back, I'm gonna start going bot lane. And I'm not gonna recall first. I'm gonna go help out Miss Fortune. So, about Ezreal's ability Q. It fires a bolt of energy dealing 115 damage. The AD scales 100%, and the ability scaling is 20%. So, once again, AP, not going to do a whole lot on Ezreal. It helps a little bit early game. His E scales for 80%. His W scales for about 80%, and his ultimate is, I think it's 90%, something like that. So it scales really well off his ultimate, really good for picking up enemies. And of course, you can throw your ultimate down a lane. It hits enemies and minions. And what that does is, I'll do that before I explain the other ones, because it's pretty darn important, is that he channels for about a second, then he unleashes a huge blast, dealing at level 1, 350 damage. Hold on a moment. I'll get right back to that. And there I go, I got my first kill of the game. And it damages all minions, and every time it hits a unit, it does 10% less, so having AP on there, when I get a Hextech Revolver and I get my Sheen, that should be enough to wipe out an entire minion wave for me to be able to free CS off of lanes that are being pushed, which can be good for controlling the mid lane when we're busy taking towers bot or mid, pushing out any lane after I get into position. I'm going to throw my E out there, level my Q, and I think I'm going to go in for this. And now I'm going to ultimate and pick up the kill on Draven. There we go. That's my second kill of the game. And so now we're going to start hitting the tower, and I think we're going to be able to take it. I'm going to start tanking the tower, so Kha'Zix doesn't, or Miss Fortune. Looks like Kha'Zix is going to go down to Blitzcrank. No, he's not. He's going to get out, and I'm going to help him. Alright, so I'm out of mana, so I'm actually going to go... I'm going to back off now. And I'm going to get ready to go back. I have 2,200 gold. We are doing amazingly well this game. Best case scenario, actually, Miss Fortune's getting... It is really, really, really fed. And I'm going to go ahead and buy the Mana Moon right out before I even think about getting my boots. And I'm actually going to wait in the base to get my boots of speed, because I'm going to get a Berserker Greaves. Now, the reason I get Mana Moon is that every time he auto-attacks, he gains mana. So, it's really good for keeping his stuff up. And this only, of course, happens up to the maximum stack of 750, at which point Mana Moon transforms into Muramana. Now, the Muramana... it's toggleable active. It's single target spells and attacks. That's including his Q. His Q, that little blast I was talking about, it does on-hit effects. So it will apply the effect of Muramana, and while it's active, it consumes 3% maximum mana per attack to deal bonus physical damage equal to twice the amount of mana consumed. That's for all auto attacks and on-hit effects. I'm gonna throw my ult in there real quick, try and get some damage in there. I think I'm going to get the kill on Kennen. I got the kill on Kennen, so I'm 3 and 4, coming back from that early game support phase when I was with Miss Fortune in the bot lane. So as you can tell, I didn't stay in the bot lane for too long. I went and helped out mid. I roamed quite a bit. We pushed all the way to their inhibitor tower. So I was going to go back, but it looks like we're going to go for Dragon. So we're going to get this Dragon. This should give me enough gold to... Oh, Dragon is gone. So it looks like they took our Dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and teleport over this wall with my E. Very good for going over walls, escaping enemies, quickly kiting someone. Probably one of my favorite moves. When he first came out, little tip, or not tip, but a fun fact. When he first came out, his E did not have a gigantic cooldown of like 20 seconds that you started off with. You were able to spam it, and every time you cast it, the time that you could cast it went down, and I think it went down to 0.5 seconds between the times that you could cast it. So you'd see him teleporting all over the place. That was the first week of Ezreal being released. Ever since then, he's been my favorite champion of all time. Not to mention that he's actually based off of Japanese culture, and as you can see, I'm wearing a kimono, and I obviously love that kind of stuff. So, after I get my Berserker Greaves, I'm going to go and start getting ready for a Hextech Gunblade. I didn't get any sustain this early on, which is probably an unusual thing for me, because I usually am very, very sustain focused with my builds. This one is not so much, mostly because of the certain special circumstances that this game has with going bot lane with 280C. So we're doing more on the damage output than the sustain and survivability, because we already have that if we're aggressive enough. So my True Shot Barrage just went up level 2, 50 damage up from, or 500 damage up from 350. And pretty soon I'm going to be able to start taking out entire minion waves. My next item is going to be a Hextech Gunblade, but you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to grab a Vampiric Scepter to start, and then I'm going to grab a Sheen, and then I'll finish that off into the Gunblade. And then after that, I'll try and get a Trinity Force. Now, if it was if we had more APs on the team, we do have Kha'Zix and we do have Lissandra. I know Kha'Zix isn't strictly AP. He does scale off of it, and he is very ability focused, not attack damage. Well, he is attack damage. I misspoke. Not auto attack based. So he will benefit from the spell vamp that the Loda grants, which will give him an ability to stay in. And Lissandra, of course, she could always use it, and I could always use it. So I might end up getting a Loda after all of that is said and done. Kind of depends on whether or not I want to go more AP and farming the lanes if they decide to be a little bit more aggressive when we're not in the lanes, or if I want to be doing more damage in these fights and with my abilities. So actually, I'm going to stay in lane because I need to take some of this. Sorry, Miss Fortune. I need some gold. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab Vampiric Scepter. Okay, so I have my Vampiric Scepter, so I'm now doing Lifesteal. And I think I'm going to head top, but before I do that, I'm going to ensure that mid is being pushed as hard as it can be, and those minions are about to go past that turret, so I'm going to ult down there. And there we go, I hit the minions. They are not enough to go down with just 26 AP. The Sheen is going to give me more than enough. Gunblade will definitely give me enough. I'm getting steaming out of the chat. This is really awkward for me. What was I about to say? Oh yeah. So, plenty of lane control. with Ezreal just going alone in this build comp. I'm focusing clearly on the Ezreal composition, but you know, I hope you'll be able to do something. As long as you play a, you know, when you play Miss Fortune, the reason that this works so far is supposed to go pure AD, obviously, and go for maximum damage output through her auto attacks, her double up, and her ultimate. And she doesn't have to worry about solely taking focus because I'm going to be, because they're both being hyper-aggressive, I'm going to try, and I put myself in position to where they want to hit me versus Miss Fortune. We share a lot of the damage, and so they have a very hard time taking either of us out. If they take anyone out, it's going to be me, and she'll have more than enough left to be able to finish them both off. So, I really hope you guys do like this build. I will, I'm using my AP Masteries that I use for Syndra and, Syndra and Soraka. Silly me, I just did that spotlight like less than an hour ago. And, you can use AD, but for this particular build, I did choose the, AP simply because of the penetration runes. And I still get the 9 AD from my quintessences that I have on there. Got an ult off right in their faces. Didn't really do much, but it's enough to say, curse you for killing me. I'm not going to be able to need it anyway until later on.
An ally has been slain.
Okay, I'm up in 10 seconds, so... Taking that quick intermission there to talk to someone via text. Google Voices of my friend. And there we go, I got my Sheen, so I already have 53 AP, which should be giving me enough to be able to start taking out those minion waves. If not, I will definitely have enough by a Gunblade. That should give me 140 if my memory serves me correctly in total. Yes. 65 ability power, yeah, that should give me 140 with the cage. If not, it should be around there. Last time I checked it was, but I'm gonna do a cross slant on there. Hit diagonally across the lane where there are approximately. I was hoping to hit more of that. It's okay, it's not important. I'm trying to stay in the safe zone to where their team can't engage fully. And of course, the Sheen procs with on-hit effects, so my Qs will apply the effect of the Sheen, effectively doubling its damage, as I'm doing an extra 100% of my AD. It stopped just short. I'm not going to let him get away. I'm going to go over this wall. Okay, I'm not going to go over this wall, because it looks like they got him just fine without my help. Now, Draven should be gone. I'm going to go ahead and check this bush. They are not there. They are back there recalling behind the turret. And I'm going to go ahead and take their big Wraith, and I'm going to leave. Because I don't want to stay here too long, and I don't really need the other ones. And so with this next minion wave, we should be able to take this tower. Okay, he hurt me for about half my health. Not a good thing. Not going to... incredibly bad, though. Because we're not planning to engage here. And I'm going to go ahead and ult down the lane. By the way, important thing with when you ult with him, aim just right at the turret because the minions do not go directly down the lane for whatever reason. I don't really know. You should always aim from the blue side. You should aim a little bit to the right. From the blues, from attacking from the red side, you should aim a little bit to the left of that inhibitor turret. Oh, the reason is because they do go around the turret, so it affects the movement just a little bit. So, I might get a Shrelia. Shrelia's Reverie would be an item to consider on this kind of a build because, once again, it works good because of the high aggressive, high movement speed, being able to stay on top of your opponents. It can be good. It's not necessary. It helps in the team fights. Very, very highly recommend it. Other items I would recommend, Archangel Staff, if you were to go a more AP-focused build. But, once again, I personally prefer the Mana Moon. because I do scale off of the AD. He scales more with AD on his abilities and his auto attacks, obviously. So it'd be something to consider, but I would not get it for the AP. I would get it for the Seraph's Embrace and the mana. So if I had to go more of a sustain build and play more defensively, I would get an Archangel's and not a Mana Moon. But in this game, that's not necessary, so I'm not going to do that. So we're gonna pick up a Mumu, and I think we're gonna easily get this cannon. And I'm gonna go in for Draven. Miss Fortune beat me to it. I'm gonna try and exhaust her. There we go, and I slowed her with my Bilgewater Cutlass as well. Darius goes down, but I pick up Diana, and I am 4-5 and 14, both doing really good. She's crying KS. I don't really know why. So I've got about 1,500 gold, so I'm going to go back pretty soon. I think I'm going to grab the, not pretty soon. You know, I'm going to wait for the full Trinity Force, because I don't want to start getting the Woda, because I'm still enjoying the extra gold income that I'm getting for that. And so it's pretty much paid back quite a bit of it. You know, I'm building it into something, so it's not going to be wasted. The Philosopher's Stone, 568. I'm pretty close to being able to pay off the whole thing. I should not have E'd in there. I knew they were baiting me, and I fell for it. I'm going to try and do as much damage as possible. I was going to flash into the lane if not for the fact that I got knocked up. And it looks like Lissandra went in, managed to kill Kennen. It was a 2-for-1 trade. Not the best trade, but it worked just fine. They should be able to hold it until I get back up and get in there to start assisting. Another item I would consider getting instead of Trinity Force would be a Lichbane. Once again, if you were to go more AP based and you were to get the Archangel Staff, that's when I would get it. If you had to go more defensive based Lichbane instead of Trinity Force. Still applies with the on-hit effect of the Q, doesn't do quite as much damage, but if you had more AP than AD, you would want to get the Lichbane anyway. And it does scale a little bit more. Next bit attack deals 50 plus 75% of ability power. Bonus and magic damage on hit. And it gives you movement speed as well. Mana, AP. Once again, it's an alternative to Trinity Force. Trinity Force still outclasses Lichbane in the matter that Ezreal has it, but if you were to go AP, you would do that. And another item I would consider getting on Ezreal, whoa, froze up for a second, would be a Deathfire Grasp, because he does very well with those on-hit effects like the Hex Tech on Blade and the the Deathfire Grasp. It's just really good for taking out those really high opponents and nuking down your enemies very, very quickly. He is still in there, so I'm going to actually eat in there, poke him for a little bit. I'm going to try and disengage completely here. I did enough damage on Draven that Miss Fortune was able to get the kill. And I actually stole that from Darius and Miss Fortune. I don't have a reason. I don't have a good reason for that. I just kind of did it. And I kind of almost feel bad about it, but you know what? That gave me enough gold to get my Trinity Force. So I no longer feel bad about it, and I'm going to totally say that my reason was because I wanted Trinity Force, even though I just felt like taking a kill right there. Doing a little something to the team fight. Not really sure if that's a good thing. Miss Fortune doesn't need it. She's 12 and 3, and Darius, he's doing okay. He's going attack speed, which is really weird because he's not that much into his auto attacks. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I need to do a Darius Champion Spotlight. Maybe I'll do that next. Top lane Darius. Or on a 3v3. I don't know how he would do on a 3v3, or even ARAM, if I get lucky and get him.
What's their position?
Okay, that's really creepy. Timber Bear? Oh, that's adorable. What was I about to say? Alright, so my next item is going to be a Hextech Gunblade. So I'm getting a whole bunch from this Trinity Force in about 100 charges. I will have my Muramana, and my auto attacks will be doing damage based off of my maximum mana. I cannot 1v1 Darius at this point in time. Another item I would recommend getting is either a Randuin's Omen or a Frozen Heart, because going against other ADCs such as Draven, he has a Sword of Divine, which means that he's going to get 100% attack speed and crit chance, and be able to do a lot. With the Frozen Heart or the Randuin's Omen, you'll be able to reduce that a lot. I would not recommend getting Randuin's Omen unless you were going a tanky Ezreal, and that doesn't work in any of my builds. So I would consider it... I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't get it, but you could get it. It's totally valid. Don't knock it till you try it, kind of thing. But Frozen Heart gives them armor, more sustainability, gives them more mana that works toward the Muramana, and I probably might get that. Instead of getting Australia's this game, I will go ahead and grab the Frozen Heart after, and I'll sell my Philosopher's Stone for it. So Philosopher's Stone, more than paid off for its usage in gold right about now, especially after I sell it, because it'll give me another 280. It's actually made money off of it, gave me some sustain. The only downside to playing support Ezreal is that, of course, you do not have the inventory space for ward, you do not have the gold capacity for ward. If you start buying wards, you'll scale off too hard in the late game. I do not recommend it. You can get one ward. Instead of getting potions at the beginning of the game, you can get one ward instead. Ruby Sight Stone would be something if you were not planning to do any kind of a damage whatsoever throughout the game. Don't recommend it. And Bilgewater Cutlass, if you were going AD, might be good if your enemies were high. Tanky had a lot of health. Would consider it for the attack speed. If that would be going for a more AD-centered build, this is a hybrid build. Would consider it, would recommend it. Kennen is doing quite a bit of damage right now. I need to really hurry up, try and get some gold for that Hextech Gunblade. How much more do I need for that? Because I rushed my Alacrity. I need about 1,000 gold for it, so I'm going to take their race. I completely chewed in the wrong direction. I just heard the strangest sound outside. I don't know if Draven's going to come for me. I can 1v1 Draven now because I have Exhaust. This guy is cocky. He's having a fun time. Neon. My computer's doing that thing where it's lagging up again. Hold on, I can't click anything. There we go. Sorry about that, that happens every once in a while. It's still doing it. What's going on? Hold on. Something's going on my computer. I can't click anything. Ah! Like, okay. Finally, it's responding again. Something's going on. I need to change something. I don't know what. I'll try taking Opera off of the CPU. And that actually got me killed. Curse you, you stupid computer. Smash, smash, smash. Ugh. I really need to get a new processor and motherboard. I don't know why they're calling GG. Hold on a moment. I'm hearing strangest sounds from outside. So, it looks like we're not going to win this game. But as you can tell, for no fault of my own or Miss Fortune's, we did a very, very good job in this game. It's 34-35. If our mid lane was a little bit better and, you know, our top lane didn't quite get rolled over, we probably could have won this. And you know what? I'm not going to call it yet because I still think we have a chance to win this game. And of course, they're not going to want to push too much without the minions. I can always ultimate down the lane, push them back a little bit. And I just got my Muramana upgraded to 750, so after I activate that, that's going to be giving me passively, gives me an extra 45%, 2% of my maximum mana. And actively, 135, and that number will slowly go down as I attack because I'll start to use mana. And that applies to my Qs as well. So I managed to hit a Moo in that. I should be more than sufficient to be able to defend this tower. Possibly kill multiple of them. Might even get a Quadra. I'm not able to get a Quadra. I did get a triple. No, that's a double. Oh. Oh, they must be testing the tornado sirens or something. Yeah, it's not windy. I'm fine. So, you know, still, even with the very safe build early game, I'm still doing tons of damage late game now when I need it in the team fights. Unfortunately, no, I don't want to surrender. We can still win this. Revive and kill. Ugh, negative attitude on Kazakhs? I don't even want to say that. 'Cause, well, actually, I do now because he's just whining. Nah, I'm not going to report him though. Because it didn't negatively affect my gameplay. Go away, you stupid siren testing thing. It's at 10 a.m. Oh, wow. The current time is 10 a.m. on Tuesday, May 7th, 2013. I'm going to ultimate down the bot lane versus the mid lane. And Diana is in that bush, so it does give sight when you do that, so very good for finding enemies like that. It looks like Kazakh's probably going to get the kill on that. We'll find out for sure in a second. Another thing I didn't talk about is Ezreal's W and his passive, which are why the Miss Fortune Ezreal combo works. Is that as every time he attacks, he gains a stack in Rising Force. Each stack gives him an extra 10%, up to 5 stacks in attack speed. His W increases the attack speed of allies that it passes through, and at level 5, it increases it up to 40% attack speed. It passes through all units and can hit multiple units. It used to debuff attack speed, it no longer does that. And it does, at level 5, 250 damage, and the AP scaling is 80%. So with my 126 AP that I'm doing now, I'm going to go ahead and give him this. Wait, is he going to give it to me? He is going to give this to me. Thank you. So I have a little bit more sustain. I'm not going to ultimate for that, because they've got him just fine. I am going to ultimate for it. I lied, because he has Guardian Angel. And Blitzcrank is there. Unfortunately, he did get out of the way. I did not cast that quickly enough. So right now, with not having very much mana, it's still giving me about 18, 17 for the maximum current mana, which is still, you know, it's a welcome addition. 17 to 20. I'm going to recall, try and defend the Nexus here. By the will of the Ancients, now I have more spell vamp. I should be able to kill every single one of them here. There we go. Got them all. So for my final item, I'm not sure what I could get. There's a lot of possibilities I could get. I'll probably go something a little more AD focused. Hold on, I need to focus for a second. I was about to look to the shop, saw Kennen coming up. Whoa, he's gonna kill me. Ah, no he's not! Ha! That was awesome. I honestly thought I was going to die there. I got really, really lucky in my timing for when his Anya's wore off. Before his Q could cast. So, I hope you enjoyed my Champion Spotlight. I'm your host, ValZar. Be sure to subscribe to us on Facebook, like the video, comment below. I respond to all the comments. I will play with you. Normals or ranked, doesn't matter to me. Not done yet, so I'm going to finish that up in a bit. You know what? I'm going to get a Mauve Mail Mortar, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that Philosopher's Stone, grab the Hex Drinker, because they do have quite a bit of AP. Not a whole lot, but... And as my health gets lower, I'll do more attack damage. Still, they do a lot of magic damage overall, except for Draven. Helps me all around. Gives me AD. An item I would consider buying on Ezreal, this is one of my last picks, so not always, is a Hex Drinker. As it gives you AD, it increases the amount of AD it gives you for, gives you 1 extra attack damage for every 2.5% of his health missing. So if somehow you are 1v1ing, say, and you're losing a little bit, you can get a little bit extra AD to help you finish off the fight. Upon taking magic damage and your health is below 30%, you'll gain a shield that will absorb up to 400 magic damage. Very useful, especially if you're going against other APs or champions who do ability power-based damage. I highly recommend the item. Once again, build situationally. It's a situational item. It just works good. So, they want me to defend that Nexus. I'm a little low on mana, so I'm actually going to ultimate down this lane versus mid lane. to weaken up those minions. And there are super minions there, but our minion wave should be able to hold it. And I'm going to get my mana back up so I'm getting more damage out of my rare mana. Not just for the sustain, being able to fight off. But the more mana I have, the more damage I'm doing. So it's not going to count toward directly to the AD, it's bonus. So it will be doing an extra bonus 135 physical damage. Aww, that's adorable. Oh, apparently my name is Tim Bear now on someone's phone. That's adorable. Looks like there's a team fight going in when I'm not completely paying attention. So I'm going to go back to the base, see what I can do here. My ultimate will be up in 10 seconds, so if I can survive, I should be able to cast it in there. So I'm going to ultimate right into all of them. I don't think I really hit them. I don't know who that is, but I can't really get it right now. It's from Florida. I'm not going to get it. So, that has been the special champion spotlight for Ezreal and Miss Fortune combo bot lane. Rune should be in the description if I remember to put it there, and I should because I'm going to upload it immediately after I end the stream. And, of course, I'll show you my stats as usual. Whoops, not World of Tanks. So, okay, I'm going to actually report Kha'Zix now for a negative attitude because he sold his items, refused to defend at the end. Yeah. Wasn't going to at first, going to now. A little disappointing. So, I'm going to show you the graph for the attack damage done. So, out of the attack damage, I did the most in the game. Miss Fortune is number 2 in the game. I believe she is number 2. Yeah, she beat Draven. So, now let me show you just the champions. I still did the highest. Miss Fortune, second highest on our team. Draven still has the most damage to the champions in the game. And their team did scale off more, but, you know, once again, I didn't have the best of the mid-top jungle. Bot lane did amazing, of course. And final score, 10-10-18, Miss Fortune 12-8 and 9. And that was when we got raffle stomped at the end. So, I hope you enjoyed it. My name is ValZar, and I'm glad you decided to join us. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/ValZarGaming. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/ValZarGaming. And follow us on Twitch, which I'm recording now live, and be able to get instantly notified whenever I start another stream. And that is twitch.tv/ValZarGaming. I should be doing more today if you're watching. Thank you for joining me on the special Summoner Spotlight for Ezreal and Miss Fortune.